Mr. Mayor, Chuck Schumer this morning suggested that development of Moynihan and the Penn Station area take precedence over the Hudson Yards development. What do you think of that?
Well, the senator has to get us the money for Moynihan, and if he gets us the money for Moynihan, we'll be able to do that at the same time. The city's priorities are clear. We set the city's priorities. They don't come out of Washington. And the city's priorities are the west side, getting it going and getting the rail line going there. Those are the most important things we can do to leave this city with the potential for enormous growth down the road. I would like to do Moynihan Station. I appreciate all of the senator's views on Moynihan Station, and his part of the job is to bring us the money. But we certainly would never agree to the Port Authority being in charge of it, because they can't get done what they have to do downtown. And the Port Authority's first job has to be downtown, and I don't see how they could satisfy us at this point in time that they can take on that and do everything else. They're working very hard, and I think it's a very competent organization. But they've got an enormous amount on their plate, and they should focus on that. Yes, sir.
So do you think Tishman will be brought back to the table, and is there a plan B?
I met in London with Jerry Spire and his son Rob. They're trying their best. These are all very complicated deals. They get put together and then taken apart and then re-put together. There's an enormous number of moving pieces here, as there was downtown, and anybody that thinks they can walk in and say, I should have, would have, could have, or I could do that, is just being unrealistic. There's so much at stake, and so much is unknown. And I think also it is fair to say that when you start having others weigh in on what should happen, developers get cold feet. If every level of government's got a different view here, it's very hard for a developer to know what they're facing, and it's their money. And we can't constantly come up with new plans. The city is responsible for most of this. Some of it's done with the MTA, some of it's done with the Port Authority. But New York City government, elected by the people, is what's going to determine what goes on in this city, not any study panel, not any elected officials outside of local city government. And all of this is not helpful in terms of satisfying developers that when the city makes a commitment, the commitment will be honored. And if it was your money, you wouldn't make a commitment without having a great deal of confidence that it would be honored. So if you want to stop everything, constantly come up with a scheme a day, that will be very helpful. Yes, sir.
How quickly do you think the city could rezone the western parcel?
It's purely on the calendar. ULURP is the process. The Speaker of the City Council, it's her district. She's in favor of this. And generally, zoning decisions at the City Council level, after getting through city planning and the other requirements, the City Council tends to respect the wishes of the City Council person whose district it is in. So, you should have a lot of confidence that this will get done. The mayor's in favor of it, the City Council Speaker is in favor of it, and the City Council person whose district it is, which happens to be the Speaker, is in favor of it. And it's something that is spectacular for and desperately needed for the city. This is our future. On the other hand, when people, when you have problems, whether it's the current investigations at the City Council level, that certainly leads people to be less sure than they would be. But people can always drop dead, or there are events which nobody could have foreseen. All of those things get built into a developer's willingness to do this. And a lot of the people who have all these views and constantly are criticizing, I don't see them putting up their money. So, but we need this to go. Yes, in the